Hello, and my name is Richard Jin, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. I'm not a CEO, I'm not a founder, I'm just a physician scientist, and I love technology, so I love events like this. I'm speaking on behalf of Benev, who I've worked with for quite a while now, and the title of my talk today is Benev Exosome Regenerative Complex, or ERC, in Regenerative Aesthetics Then and Now. The reason for my title is because I stood here 1 year ago at the same conference where we introduced the Exosome Regenerative Complex to everyone. Basically, great before and after clinicals, transparency in terms of all the science and all the data backing that. So what I want to do is go over a couple introductory or review slides, but really talk about what's happened in the industry over the past 12 months, what's changed, and unfortunately, what hasn't changed much. Last year, we announced that there was an exclusive partnership between Benev and XCOBio. XCOBio at that point was one of the top 10 exosome biotechnology companies in the world. Over the past 12 months, this relationship has just continued to flourish and has grown exponentially. In addition, we talked about our intellectual property and kind of how we were leading the way. At that point in time, a year ago, we had 4 granted US patents, ranging from methods of lyophilizing exosomes to the ability of using exosomes to help treat pruritus and conditions such like that. What really helps set us apart is the transparency of Benev. The source of our exosomes are human adipose-derived mesenchymal stem cells, and this is just a slide showing how we actually quantify and qualitate our exosomes. We were actually probably one of the first, if not the first company, to also really go in depth in terms of characterizing exosomes, showing that our exosomes have over 50+ growth factors, and these are probably attributable and related to their efficacy and good clinical outcomes. In addition to that, we're able to show that our exosomes, when applied to human dermal fibroblasts or keratinocytes, can improve elastin synthesis by up to 3-fold, and collagen synthesis by up to 6-fold in a dose-dependent manner. I talked about this last year as well, and this is kind of a touchy subject in terms of the regulatory compliance regarding exosomes, right? At that point in time, the Exosome Regenerative Complex was the only product that was registered by the PCPC and actually granted an inky name. And some of you are wondering, like, why does that matter, or what does that actually mean? This basically means that we're probably the only product out there 1 year ago, and in fact today, that has the word exosomes in our actual ingredient list. More specifically, in our ERC, we have human adipose stromal cell exosomes as a #1 component on our ingredient list. We also talked about how we broke ground and actually finished the world's first and largest GMP manufacturing facility for exosomes. This is based out in South Korea, where over $30 million was invested in this. In this 21,000 square foot space, this is where all the science happens. We have naive exosomes derived from different types of stem cells, immunomodulated cells, and currently we're also working on genetically engineering exosomes for certain clinical applications. And here we are, our 3 products. This is the ERC, or the Exosome Regenerative Complex, used topically, very versatile. It can be used on simple procedures such as microneedling or mild resurfacing. We have another version called the Exosome Regenerative Complex Plus. The only difference between this and the previous one is that it has a higher number of exosomes. This is typically used by most of our practitioners and clinics when they're using more or performing more ablative or more aggressive procedures, or they're using hair. Again, very versatile. The third iteration of our line is the ExoBalm, and this is truly has worked wonders. It's a dual action post-care super hydrating cream that basically helps concentrate the exosomes in terms of post-care, reducing downtime and improving overall results. We also talked about how last year we were the first company out there to actually publish a double-blinded randomized split-face study. This was using a fractional CO2 laser in acne scarring, basically showing the side that was treated with our topical exosomes decreased redness, decreased downtime, basically overall results. These are the types of studies that we as an industry need to continue to publish to help move this forward. So what's really happened over the past year? If we go back even a couple years, there are probably only a handful of companies out there that were kind of selling exosomes or claiming that exosomes. Over the past year, you see all these companies out there. They're just coming out of the woodworks, right? A lot of them showing great before and afters, which is what we're all kind of drawn to initially, but very few, if any, have any hard science, clinical trials, and transparency behind what is actually in their product. What hasn't changed, though, is our commitment to our patients in terms of our clinical outcomes. This here is just a sample of a patient who was a post-radiation breast cancer patient by Dr. Diane Duncan, had a post-radiation scar, burning, redness, painful. Topical applications of ERC Plus and the Exobalm has worked wonders, not only to just improve the aesthetic look of the radiation, burn, but also improve the quality of her life. Secondly, this is by courtesy of Dr. J.D. McCoy. This was a full ablative laser where the patient prematurely removed the hydrating mask and basically denuded her epithelium. A topical application of the ERC complex over 7 days basically completely reversed what happened. This here is a patient of mine, an early 30-year-old with ulcer or Crohn's, undergoing Humira, had alopecia areata, failed conventional treatments such as painful steroid injections, topical application with microneedling of the ERC Plus complex, completely reversed his symptoms. Most recently, we presented at IMCAS 2024, where the scientific community for exosomes really reached out to a dozen companies, 6 of which actually responded back and actually presented at the Congress itself. The basic gist and result of that was that Benev and ExoBio had the greatest number of publications currently in the world, including clinical publications. So here we are. It's our commitment to innovation and excellence. We've had over $80 million invested in our R&D and manufacturing, $31 million invested in our world's first and largest GMP exosome manufacturing facility in the world, 20+ publications, right? We went from 4 to 9 US patents. In terms of safety and efficacy, we have over 1 million cases worldwide where we show we're really improving the lives of our patients. In addition, we show stability in terms of our lyophilization technique, and we have our product registered here in the US and the EU, registered with the PCPC, and granted an INCI name. One of my last slides is our global market expansion. Since the inception in 2022, where we did about $27 million in sales and had about 8,000 worldwide accounts, we've grown annually at a rate of about 150 to 180%, going from 27 to 44 to projected 58 million this year, and in 2025, projected at 80 million and 23,000 accounts worldwide. The results speak for themselves. We've always felt like we've helped push this industry forward, right? And at this point, I'd like to invite each and every one of you to jump on and join the ride with us. We really want to help revolutionize the market. Let's be responsible about it, and let's help improve the lives of many out there. Thank you.